Hi, everybody. You heard me just recently put out something where I'm back, and I am back very, very strongly with my own company again that I invested millions and millions in, and I'm very excited. And I just wanted to share something with you, those of you that are in multi-level marketing. There comes a time, this is a funny story, and I love putting funny stories out. There comes a time when you're really building and you're going for the gold. There's a lot of things that you have to be aware of. One of them is, you know, I learned years ago, if your house is still exactly the way it used to be and it's clean and everything is put in place, you're doing something wrong when you're going for the gold. You're doing something wrong. There are things that have to change. I get, personally, very, very uptight because I'm coming off 48-hour shifts, and I sleep for a half hour. And still at my age, when I'm excited, and it's nothing like being excited, I've made my way in network marketing. All I look to do is help people. That's all I look to do, is to help people. I speak to so many people every day. And there are those of you that know that I will never make a penny on, but I give my time. Someone called me the other day and said to me, "Rich, I know you're very busy, and I'll make this fast." I said, no, don't make it fast. I have time to speak to you. And that's the type of person I am. But I want you to know there's something coming out that I'm just putting little teasers out there, but we're going to be ready to launch in probably very, very short time. But that's not what I'm making this video for. I just want you to understand, when you're going for the gold, you have very little patience, at least I do, for certain things. A very dear friend of mine that I've never met, only through back and forth, through video, through Skype, things like that. Tony Pescia, wonderful, wonderful human being. New York, I must have been on the phone with him 200 times already, and we speak for a long time. He calls me the other day, and before he called me, Lizanne said to me, "Honey, I'm going to, I forget what store it was. I don't have the patience to think about what store it was. And I'm getting a little a shower thing." And I said to her just like this, "Lizanne, are you kidding me? You think I have time for that in my head? I'm speaking to all these people a day, probably 30, 40 people a day. I'm meeting with people. I don't have the time to think of the things that I used to think about and discuss." So anyway, I get a call from Tony Pescia, and he says to me, I pick up the phone. I just talked to him about an hour before, and he says to me, "Richard, I have these butterflies in my stomach." And I said to him, "Tony, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're talking to me now about butterflies?" I won't even say what I said to him. I said, "Tony, I have to go. I got too many people. I'm going crazy. I'm going nuts." And that's how I get. I'm an all-or-nothing person. And I felt bad. And believe me, if I didn't know Tony that well, although I've never met him, I would have never said that. I wouldn't have. I just didn't have the patience, and I knew he knows who I am. He knows that I just don't have time. But he calls me back later, and he says, "Richard, I want you to know something," and that's why I'm putting this out. When you got off the phone with me and you said, "Tony, I don't have time for butterfly stories," he said, "I started laughing so hard I got a ping in the back of my head." And I picked my daughter up and I told her that, and she was hysterical. And I called my wife. So what I'm trying to say, this is a story. It's a story about everything in life. You know, and I said to Tony, I felt so terrible. He said, no, I understand. So those of you that are really building, things will never be the same for you, no matter what you're doing. They won't be the same. They can't be the same. There'll be dinners that you'll miss. There'll be things that you have to cancel if you're really serious about building a business. There'll be many things that will change in your life. Now, I don't want to be long-winded on this, but I want you to know that I'm so excited. And those of you that are building your business, no matter what company you're with, build it. Don't let people take your time. Be brave enough to tell them, "Listen, I really don't have the time to talk to you now," because as I've been talking to you now, 4 or 5 phone calls have come in. And even though those people are so excited, you just got to explain to them, I don't have the time, because I wouldn't have the time to talk to you if I had other people doing that to me, telling me about butterflies and telling me about shower curtains and all these things. This is Richard Kall. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and have a wonderful, wonderful career in multi-level marketing. Take care.